It's deja vu for the Democrats. They're convinced that the Epstein files sailing through Congress and landing on Trump's desk will finally get that orange roadrunner they've been chasing for 10 years. Tech's brash mama bear, Kara Swisher, is out here saying the walls are really closing in this time. Kara?
I don't know. I feel like we're going to have President J.D. Vance by the end of 2026. I get it, but he is the vice president.
You think this ends his presidency prematurely?
Yes. He'll be sick. He'll be that. Yeah. I do. I think he's not going to make it to the end.
Be careful what you wish for. I think J.D. Vance is
I
scarier.
agree. Hello. I just called him a couch to San Francisco.
Hello. Sorry, crazy tech lady. So far, it's the Democrats who are getting a good Epstein colonoscopy, like Hakeem Jeffries. The recent 20,000 email dump revealing a decade-old fundraising request from a political consulting firm inviting the notorious pedophile to a Democratic Party dinner and to get to know the rising star congressman. It even referred to him as, get this, Brooklyn's Barack. It's unclear if Epstein ever took them up on the offer, and Hakeem denies they ever met. Well, then there's Stacey Plaskett. She's behind door number 2, and she's defending her texting BFF.
Jeffrey Epstein had information, and I was going to get information to get at the truth. Having a friendship with him is not something that I would deem to have.
At the time, he was a known sex offender, and it had been detailed all the sexual abuse.
There are a lot of people who have done a lot of crimes, and as a prosecutor, you get information from people where you can.
So no regrets, basically, is what you're saying.
I'm moving forward.
She'd like to move forward. Another one who's moving on, another Dem just fell into the Epstein quicksand. Larry Summers resigning from the OpenAI board, and Harvard announcing it's investigating his ties to Epstein after emails showed years of a chummy and creepy personal correspondence between the two men. Things getting mighty awkward when Summers started class at Harvard on the subject.
You will have seen my statement of regret, expressing my shame with respect to what I did in communication with Mr. Epstein, and that I've said that I'm going to step back from public activities for a time, but I think it's very important to fulfill my teaching obligations. So with your permission, we're going to go forward.
All right, Brian. So Larry is going forward.
Right.
Where exactly is he going to?
Well, we think that he's going to come back. He'll have to OpenAI, so that's a very lucrative position. He is going to stop making comments about the big beautiful bill. I think that's one thing is pretty clear. I think maybe he's going to stop popping on CNN and talking about how evil Trump is and how bad. I think he used to call out the rescue plan of Joe Biden. So Larry Summers, a New York Times reporter, and Michael Wolff had one thing in common. Their correspondence revolved around stopping Trump. So this whole thing is just exposing more of the people who are trying to stop. You have the silver bullet. You could stop Trump. Larry Summers, he's a horrible person. Jeffrey Epstein, there's nothing good about him. And there's nothing bad about being called a terrible person by a child sex offender like Jeffrey Epstein. I think this is the biggest. This is going to backfire. This is going to be one of these things that Greg uses as an example of backfiring instead of using the word backfiring. This is going to be like demanding that Jeffrey Epstein files be let go, opened up, and then turning out most of the stuff is bad about you, from Bill Gates to Bill Clinton to Plaskett. This is just Hakeem Jeffries. This is just the beginning. It's going to get a lot worse for Democrats in many cases.
Yes, and Jeffrey Epstein was one of Stacey Plaskett's constituents and helped usher in the sweetheart multi-million-dollar tax credit that the deceased pedophile enjoyed before he landed in hell. She's landed in some hot water. Do you think she has defended herself appropriately?
No, I do not. I think there's absolutely no defense for it. And I think it is a very silly look to behave that way, especially as Pamela Brown, the CNN anchor, pushed back and said he was already a convicted sex offender when these text messages were taking place. I don't think that you're going to see many people. I know Congressman Raskin did try to defend her, but I don't think that that's going to be the mood going forward. I think that people are going to, rightly so, pick their battles. Larry Summers taking responsibility for this, that's a good thing. But this idea that the Epstein files is going to be reframed as a Democratic hoax is never going to work. The American public is not cool with it. What does he have, a Trump has a minus 39 approval on handling the Epstein files, and only 45% of Republicans even approve at this point. The narrative about Hakeem Jeffries, everyone at this table knows how fundraising emails work. So that email was from someone named Lisa Rossi, who's from a random fundraising group called Dynamic SRG, asking if Epstein wants to go to a generic DCCC dinner that Obama and Jeffries were going to be at. There was never any meeting. There was never any donation. And he appears one time in the Epstein files. By the Miami Herald's count, Trump is mentioned over 1,000 times in the latest tranche that just got out. And people are not going to forget that in 2002, for instance, Trump said, "I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with." It's even said he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. I have never alleged, and I am not alleging now, that Donald Trump has done anything untoward with an underage woman. But if you want to be throwing around single emails from a random fundraising group to try to make Brooklyn Barack look bad and not acknowledge how many times Donald Trump is mentioned in these files, you're just going to look dumb. And I would encourage everyone to not look
But
dumb.
it's other people mentioning him. It's not his fault when people want to get him.
I just read a quote.
But that was one quote, but other people are mentioning it to
Brian,
stop him. They're like the other person
Brian,
who wanted.
come on.
They were all trying to stop Trump.
Why did he want the files to not come out this badly?
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.